temple services such as telecasting online audio and video of the temple programs and book distribution. Also, he conducts Japa conference called early morning every day at 5 a.m. With that, we will welcome Radha Damodar Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, please.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Begin our program with the Jai Radha Mata so that we are all in the mood of Vrindavan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajadana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I would like to thank Satsara Prabhu, Vishnu for giving me an opportunity to purify myself and serve everybody here. So we'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunnmitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yudapata Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Sri Ruvam Sagradamsam Sagajana Nana Raghunadam Vidam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lilita Sri Vishakam Vidamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Idinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Dharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today the verse given to me is from Bhagavad Gita. Those who are smartphones or whatever, you can go to the database and look at the 11.58. I have one book here. If anybody needs, I can hand over to them. 18.58. Okay, everybody is ready? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Machita Sarva Durgani Matprasati Tarishyasi Atachetva Ahankara Nasroshyasi Vinakshasi. Like three people to treat one mother, one Prabhuji, and one. Okay, go ahead. Let's say, Thank you, Anjali. Machita sarvadurgani matprasada tarisyasi ahattetatvam aharam nashotyasi vinaksyasi. Machita sarvadurgani matprasada tarisyasi ahattetatvam aharam nashotyasi vinaksyasi. Thank you, Prabhuji. More. The synonyms: mat, of me; chittaha, of being conscious, in consciousness; sarva, all; durgani, impediments; mat, mat prasada, by my mercy; tarishyasi, you will overcome; atha, but; che, if; tvam, you; ahangara, by false ego; nasroshyasi, do not hear; vinakshasi, you will be lost. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Sri Prabhupada. Translation: if you become conscious of me, you will pass over all the obstacles of the conditioned life by my grace. If, however, if you do not work in such consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So the purport, I would like somebody to read. Anyone would like to read? You already had a chance, right? I would like someone else to read.
A person in full Krishna consciousness is not unduly anxious about executing the duties of his existence. The foolish cannot understand this great freedom from all anxiety. From one who acts in Krishna consciousness, Lord Krishna becomes the most intimate friend. He always looks after his friend's comfort, and he gives himself to his friend, who is so devotedly engaged, working 24 hours a day to please the Lord. Therefore, no one should be carried away by the false ego of the concept of life. One should not falsely think himself independent of the laws of material nature or free to act. He is already under strict material laws, but as soon as he acts in Krishna consciousness, he is liberated, free from the material perplexities. One should know very carefully that one who is not active in Krishna consciousness is losing himself in the material whirlpool, in the ocean of birth and death. No conditioned soul action knows what is to be done and what is not to be done. But a person who acts in Krishna consciousness is free to act because everything is prompted by Krishna from within and confirmed by the spiritual master.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's begin. Thank you, first of all, Hare Prabhu, Jai Mataji, and giving me an opportunity for this class. I have compiled these classes mostly based on Hare Prabhu's class, and Radhan Swami Maharaj's class and Sri Prabhupada's purport. So this is actually a deep topic. So um, uh, if I make any mistakes, please forgive me. And if you get something, it's just pursue Krishna and Guru. And we'll be covering many topics in detail, some of them. So some of them are technical. So please pay attention to those things so for better understanding of the subject. So I'll give some background in the beginning. We'll cover some of the topics that leads to this particular verse. So, and we'll cover in detail the subject itself. So we'll begin from where we left today. You know, the kids' sloga recitation. So it was about time and as Prabhu was saying, time and tide waits for no one, right? So that is where that's the importance of. So we'll start from where we had left today. So by both rising and by setting the sun, it decreases our life, right? So what is the importance of it? We have to start utilizing our time, right? So for self-realization, and we all want to go back to Godhead in this lifetime itself. That should be our aim. So, so this verse today, everybody was reciting earlier, is very important. So, first of all, thank you all for coming to the Sunday program. Now, instead of going and doing something else, you all came here. We are utilizing our time in the right way. So, it's all great. So, this topic is from the 18th chapter, and it's a very important chapter. The chapter named Srila Prabhupada calls it as conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, and it's the perfection of renunciation. It's also called Moksha Yoga. So Srila Prabhupada has given this as a conclusion of everything. So we have learned many things. Up till here we built up so many processes, and now all these things are concluded in this chapter. Okay. So, so we'll discuss before we go in depth some fundamentals, right? So just to be on the same to understand this better. So our body is constantly changing, as the previous verse is saying. So as the sun goes up and down, and that means the transformation is happening in all over us, all over the world. Everything is changing. Nothing is constant. Right? So our body is changing constantly. We are a child at one point, then we are a youth at some point, then we are a young man, and then old age comes in, and all those things are happening. So our body is constantly changing every moment, right? So we need to, so we could, that could happen to us anytime. So this time is very critical factor for us. So we should utilize our time to understand the nature of ourselves, who we are, and what's the purpose of our life. So, and you can see that so we are spiritual, right? So, but this body is not ourselves, right? This is just a covering for us, and we keep changing our body. In this birth, we may be a human body. The next birth, we may have an animal body or aquatic or bird. So all these bodies are we have been changing, and it's going to continue changing. Right? And the human form of life is the most important, where we can do self-realization and know the purpose of life and help us go back to Krishna. So that's why it is very important to understand the, about the ourselves, right? The purpose of life. And we all see that more or less happy in this life. But we know that not a single person is fully satisfied. That's because we're all suffering, and uh, no one can succeed at what. People are suffering due to various that's how the material nature works. Once we are in the condition life, we are bound to suffer. So uh, we have Adi Daivika, Adi Atmika, Buddha, all those sufferings happening. We have natural calamities, bodily diseases, suffering caused by other living entities. All these things are happening. So that therefore, in Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, this is Dukhalaya. This is a temporary place. It's Dukhalaya, meaning it's always a place meant for suffering. Right? We need to come out of this place. Right? Maharaj advises us to stop looking for happiness in this material world at all. So that's not going to be there. But one who is Krishna conscious, he can overcome on this. How? So we have to learn all these things from authorities, Vedas, Upanishad, Guru and Shastra. So Guru and Shastra, and those gurus who have scientific knowledge. So we need to learn everything from them. So this 18th chapter gives a systematic conclusion about all the teachings of Krishna. So we need to act according to the will of the Lord. So if Krishna wants us to do something, we act accordingly, then we can go back. So the message of Krishna is given in the whole Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, all those Shastras, bona fide Shastras. So we have to learn that from the right authority as well. So, because just by merely reading this Bhagavad Gita, we will not get the right understanding. That's why we need a guru. We need to learn from the guru and understand it the right way. So, in the 18th chapter, Arjuna asks how to renounce from this worldly affairs and dedicate to work for Lord's will. So till now, Krishna, Arjuna understood till that chapter that okay, now I need to do something. I need to follow Krishna's instruction. So renunciation is the method. So how do I renounce from this worldly affairs and at the same time uh, do the work? Right? Now, Krishna asked him to do the. Going to summarize. We have, in general, group wise activities. Group wise activities, uh, we get good results, good fruity results, and based on the good results or bad results, we have to suffer, right? But we are advised to do good things so that we can elevate ourselves in the high planetary systems, enjoy our life, then eventually come back again, continue good life. So this is the general concept for everyone, right? People who are not aware of this Krishna consciousness process. So we want to go beyond that. Right? So why we want to go beyond that? Because still, even though we are doing pious activities, we are bound by our reactions. We have to either enjoy or suffer. Enjoy means probably going to the higher planetary becomes Devdas and any other associates with the Devadas there and enjoy the life. When our quota is finished, the karma quota is finished, we have to come back. That's how the material world is designed. And if we were doing wrong things, then we have to suffer as well. We have to go to the hellish planets, then suffer there, come back. Once that quota is done, we are coming back. So, um, So, so Krishna is advising us to perform the work in the mode of goodness for those. This is the karma section. So, karma yoga under so Krishna is advising various processes by which you can gradually elevate the platform of pure goodness. So how that is done? First, Krishna explains karma yoga. The karma yoga process is by doing all our activities and in a pious, do all the sacrifices and do charity, penances, all those things we should do. The for the karma yoga, and but do it for Krishna, right? So when you do it for Krishna, then that becomes a proper karma yoga, right? And when we do this thing without attachment, the results of our activities, then it becomes proper karma. So what does that mean? It means, right, if I do something, so assume that I'm cooking for Krishna. I'm cooking for myself. But instead of cooking for myself, I cook that for Krishna and offer that to the Krishna. Then eat that as prasadam. That becomes an activity. We are offering the results actually to Krishna in this process. Or every activity can be Krishnaized like this. Okay? So, but then we might think that, okay, so if I incur karma like this, if I do every activity, there's a karma. Why not I stop doing anything? So I don't want to do anything. I'll renounce everything. Krishna is saying no. You have to do your Krishna activity. So we cannot sit idle anytime. So doing renunciation, just giving up everything. One day I realized, oh no, I'll go home. I'll go to the forest and sit there so that I don't offend anybody. I don't do anything. I don't incur any karma. No, that even when we are sitting idle there, we are actually doing actions. We cannot stop. Our soul is to continue doing actions. Right? We can never stop that. So, uh, so here Krishna is saying that when you suggesting that, okay, so those who cannot do, everybody. So taking that, we are all conditioned for millions of life. So it's not easy for all of us to just go very renounce or take up the we have to slowly, gradually progress, right? For many of us. Of course, there are people who are already done a lot of past activities, everything from the past birth. They can easily take up. By the way, it can be taken up by anyone. Krishna consciousness process for everyone. Anyone can take up at any time. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this process very freely to everyone. But Krishna is suggesting here, so various process depending on our level. So we'll do, you can follow the Karma Yoga process first. So after Karma Yoga, to do the Karma Yoga also, you need to have a little faith, right, in Krishna. So we need to develop some faith. So I'll just say a story which Sri Prabhupada quotes all the time. About a clover and a brahmana. Right? Narada Muni was once visiting. Uh, he goes all over. Narada Muni has the privilege to go to the, Vaikuntha Loka as well as to earthly planet freely. So once Narada Muni was coming to earthly planet and he saw a clover sitting there uh, and a brahmana sitting there. And he asked the brahmana asked him because of Narada Muni's status. Brahmana asked him, Narada Muni, I would like to know when I will go back to Krishna. When will I get my liberation? And could you find out when you go to Vaikuntha Loka and let us know. Same way, he meets the Clover as well, and Clover also said the same thing, asked the same question. Could you tell me when I'll go back to Krishna? So eventually, Narada Muni goes back to Vaikuntha Loka and asks, when he meets Lord Vishnu, he asks about these two personalities, Clover and Brahmana. And Vishnu said, the Clover will come in the next life itself, but Brahmana will take time. Narada Muni was very surprised by that because Brahmana is the person who has been chanting, doing everything properly, he's a very learned person. But how come Brahmana is not coming? So Vishnu tells Narada that, okay, you just tell them each person saying that when he asked what Lord Vishnu was doing there, he was putting an elephant through the hole of the needle, right? A small hole. And you just tell them that, and just you will know why the the Clover will come back soon. So when Narada came back to the earthly planet and he met the Brahmana first, and Brahmana asked, when will I come back, go back to Krishna? So Brahmana Narada Muni said, it will take several births more for you to go back. And he was surprised by that, and he asked what Krishna was doing there. I mean, Vishnu was doing there. So Narada Muni says uh, Vishnu was putting an elephant through the small hole of the needle. Okay, Narada Brahmana immediately said, no, I can't believe all this thing. You are telling all this, nonsenses. I don't believe this. Who can put an elephant through the hole of a needle? Right? So Narada eventually left and went to the Clover. Clover said, uh, Clover asked the same question, and Narada said the same thing. The Clover was very excited and happy. My Lord can do anything. I'm so happy. He was very excited. So Narada Muni was puzzled, and Narada Muni asked him, why are you so happy about it? What is your understanding? So the Clover said, if my Lord can create, he was sitting under a banyan tree. So if my Lord can create a small banyan tree from a small seed, the whole big tree he can produce. And the whole big tree contains so many millions of smaller seeds. So if Krishna can create such a thing, why can't he do this, pass an elephant through the hole of a needle? So Narada Muni understood that. So this is the difference of faith. So we should have the faith in Krishna first of all. Once we have developed this faith, okay, genuine faith, then we will make progress in Krishna. Right? Now, coming back to the 18th chapter, so there are so the Jnana section, there is another called Jnana Yoga, and here Krishna teaches more technical stuff. Okay, so we are all doing various actions, but we think that we are doing those actions, right? But it's actually not us. There are 5 factors that are causing our actions. We are not the doer. So these 5 factors are our body and the karta, the performer, or the jiva, the performer, and karanam is the senses, and various endeavors, and the deva. All these 5 factors are the cause of our action. So I am not the only doer. That's the first understanding we should have. When we do some action, we We are not the only doer. All these five factors plays a role. Now, uh, why should we understand this? So, if we understand this, we can understand each and every action of ours. If we understand each and every action of ours, we can avoid sinful reactions. All these things. So every actions we do perform has a reaction as well. So if you know that whatever I'm doing is not just by me, there is Krishna sitting there, Paramatma sitting in everyone's heart, who is guiding us, who is actually uh, enabling us to do certain actions. Right? So even though Jiva has got their own free will, so we all have got free will to do whatever we want, but Jiva has certain desires. So our desires, Krishna enables us to fulfill it. All these factors plays a major role in enabling. Krishna usually sanctions our um, actions. So only because of Krishna we are able to do whatever we are doing. If I'm speaking like this, Krishna is enabling me to speak this one. Okay. So this Parabrahma. So we need to understand that uh, whenever we do something, we may get some intuition in the form of from Krishna. So maybe this is not the right action for us to do. Okay, or maybe this is the right action. So Krishna actually helps us because Krishna wants us to go back to Godhead, right? Now back to Krishna, Krishna Lord. And so he's more interested in me going back. So we have to understand that Krishna plays a major role from within us. And now the complication comes here. So we talked about the five factors. Now in the Bhagavad Gita third chapter we read about Prakriti Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha Ahankara Vimudhatma Kartakam Adhiti Manyate. So here we know that we are thinking we are the doers, but these activities are carried out by the three modes of nature. Now this is the confusing part. So one we said we have the five factors. Now this three modes of material nature. So they are actually the influences. So they influence us in a big way. So all our actions, even though these five factors are there, are all influenced by these three modes. We all have this. Everyone is forced to act in this material world. There is no escape from that. And these material modes are going to influence us in our action. So, what are the three modes of material nature? Anybody? Yes, yes. Mode of goodness is sataguna, and mode of passion, uh, rajaguna, and tamaguna is mode of ignorance. Right. So, all these three factors, we all have a we all have all these factors, all these modes influenced us. We have a mixture of all of them, and some of them becomes prominent in us. So we can say that we are in the mode of goodness, or so we can see Brahmanas are typically in mode of goodness, and Kshatriyas are in the mode of passion, and Vaishyas are mixture of both, uh, mode of passion as well as goodness, and Sudras have mode of ignorance. They are in mode of ignorance. So that's the general uh, prominence of all this influence of modes. Right now, so how does that matter to us, right? So those who are in mode of goodness can, those who are in mode of passion or ignorance, they tend to associate with mode of people with mode of ignorance. So the same modes attracts each other, right? So we continue we will associate with people who are in mode of ignorance, and we continue to stay in the same way. But if we are in mode of passion, we tend to be more passionate about everything, and we tend to associate with those people. But if we are in mode of goodness, we tend to associate with mode of people who are in mode of goodness. So, if we, why these modes matters? Because if we are in mode of passion, we are going to mode of ignorance. We are going to continue in this material world, life after life and after life after life. We are going to continue doing the same thing. We will go through the birth, death, old age, disease, and continue doing all the nonsense throughout. But if you are in mode of passion, there's a better chance for us to elevate further. So one has to move from the mode of ignorance to the mode of passion. At least those who are in mode of ignorance should gradually move to mode of passion. So you can see the kings and others. They are the Rajoguna. Rajoguna means the people with high passion. They are administrative class of people. Then you can see, but that's also not good. You have to elevate to the mode of goodness so that you can uh, know the supreme truth. Only those people who are in mode of goodness can actually understand this tattva, the knowledge, the transcendental knowledge. So we want to be elevated to the mode of goodness at least. But we know in those who are practicing Bhakti Yoga, we need to go beyond all the three modes. Right? We need to go. We don't want to incur any karma, so we have to. All our actions have to be beyond these three modes. Right? So again, the mode of goodness, all these three modes uh, actually controls us, right? It's controlling our knowledge, and so the knowledge itself can be in the three modes, and our actions can be in the three modes, uh, and our performance of action also can be in three modes: the the doer, and our intelligence also can be in three modes, and our determination also can be in three modes, and one's happiness also can be in three modes. So the 18th chapter actually describes in detail all this mixture of gunas in how it acts in each category. Right? So all matters are these qualities, um, and so those who are in Sattva will have a good control of our senses. So why is that sense control is important? Because when we get good sense control, it affects our behavior. We start developing good behavior, and usually those who are only in goodness can actually take up Krishna consciousness because they are the only one who can actually follow. Okay, first of all, they are the one who can understand tattvas, and those who can actually follow the instructions of Guru and Krishna, and those who can actually read and make sense out of it. So we all have to come to the platform of goodness at least. So once we come to the mode of goodness, then um, we will be able to study this Bhagavad Gita and everything properly and get the right understanding. Now, our purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to go beyond all these guna. Bhakti Yoga does not depend on this guna. And we can do things, but we can also, do everything, whatever we are doing, but we need to just include bhakti process, then we can overcome. Now we'll move on to the next section. That is, um, we can, so far we have been doing Sakama Karma Yoga. So we'll next move on to the Nishkama Karma Yoga. So here, um, so Krishna advises us to do go beyond the three modes. To do that, we need to follow the Varnasana system. That's the solution Krishna is giving. How can we overcome this influence of these three modes? So we need to act according to the Varnasana system. That's why the Varnasana system is there. So what is the Varnasana system? What are the four Varnas we have? And Shudra, right? So, and each of these Varnas have a prescribed duty, right? Can somebody tell what is the duty of a Brahmana? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. You're all correct. Then what about that of a Kshatriya? Administrative task. Okay, and bless you. And those who are in the yeah, Malaysia, what are their cow protection, right? And those who are Shudras, exactly. Thank you. So those who are in Shudra, they have to serve all the other classes, right? That is the prescribed duty. What is a prescribed duty? What is meant by prescribed duty? Right. So we all these people have a certain nature, right? So the people who are in the uh, uh, Brahmana class, their nature is different from that of those who are in the Rajoguna, that is the the Kshatriya people, and so those who are in the more in the uh, those who are in the mode of ignorance, their nature is different. So, depending on the nature, their duties are given, right, by the Shastras. The prescribed duties also is given by the Guru. Okay, so depending on our nature, the psychophysical nature, Guru knows what kind of duties can be given to a person. So that becomes the prescribed duty, that becomes their service, right? So we have to do our prescribed duty. We cannot escape from that duty. And once we follow this duty, we can be in any of this category, but we can easily elevate to the highest platform. It doesn't matter which asrama or which varna we are in. Regardless of any varna, we all can come to the platform of pure bhakti. All that we need to do is just do your prescribed duty, do your duty, whatever is given to you. So a Shudra who is actually serving can easily elevate if he just do his duty. Okay, but dedicate all services for Krishna. Right? So somebody may be good in something. So just do that duty. That is his nature, what is given by Krishna. You don't have to do a duty of another person. It might look as if I'm a Shudra, so I want to do a duty of a Brahmana. So that we might look up that day, but that's not needed. We can just do our duty. In fact, we should not do the duty of another duty. We should do the duty of what is prescribed to us. Okay. So if we do that, we will go back to Krishna easily. So the one asana system does not mean it is bhakti. It is just in fact, it's called a Vaiti Varnashrama system. That's what we are following. And the general understanding of Varnashrama system, the current way, that is not what actually the real Varnashrama system is. So we know in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I created the Varnashrama system for based on the nature, gunas, right? So depending on the guna, we have this, each one has a certain varna. And so now we can move on to from the Nishkama Karma Yoga, we go to the devotional service, right? So that is the next process recommended by Krishna. So here, so we'll have the understanding that once we go through all these processes, we can gradually elevate. So once we are in the mode of goodness, we will now start getting the knowledge, transcendental knowledge. So once we have the transcendental knowledge, then we can understand that we are not this body. So that is a stage where we'll actually understand that we are not this body. We have to actually do the self-realization has to come to us, right? And we will come to the Brahma Buddha stage eventually. So this stage is very critical. So once we are, this is the stage actually where we can actually do the devotional service. Till that time, whatever we are doing is not the real uh, devotional service. But they are devotional services, but the pure devotional services starts from the Brahma Buddha stage. So what is the symptoms of Brahma Buddha stage? Brahma Buddha Prasannatma. That stage we are fully happy. Okay, we want to reach that stage, uh, and once we are in that stage, we can actually elevate, do the devotion service properly. Right? And before we go, so we talked about Jnana Yoga also. So the perfection of Jnana Yoga is to understand the nature of the self and the relationship with Krishna, and thus the bhakti is the culmination of all these jnanas. So we can get all this knowledge, transcendental knowledge, uh, and eventually results in bhakti. So once we reach the Brahma Buddha stage, we will achieve the peaceful. We will become peaceful, and once we are peaceful, we can practice bhakti yoga properly. So what are the symptoms we can see is we'll be able to control the mind with determination at that stage. We'll have a purified intelligence, and we would have given up all the sense objects. We will have no attraction for the sense objects, and we will be free from attachment, hatred, and everything at that stage. And living in a secluded place is also mentioned here. So that may not be applicable in this Kali Yuga. Then at that stage he will eat little, and all he is able to control his body, mind, and the power of speech at that stage. So we will be also having freedom from all bad qualities at that stage. And and this freedom, all these bad qualities are born out of the material conceptions because of the false ego and false pride, false strength, all those false things that are coming. We'll be free from all these things at the stage of Brahma Buddha stage. And we'll be always in trance and we'll be detached also. And that way we'll have peace of mind. We'll have a lot of peace in us. So we should all come to that stage eventually, uh, so that we can practice pure devotional service. Now, so this Brahma Buddha stage also is understood differently by different people. So those impersonalists, they understand that as a merging with the absolute. But the devotees, the personalists, we understand the means to become engaged in devotional service. So there are two different this Brahma Buddha stage. So there are two classes of people. One is called the personalist and one is impersonalist. Those impersonalists, they don't recognize the Supreme Lord. They just think that Uh, a person cannot create all these things. It has to be some superior power. So they all want to merge into that. That's the concept they have. So that's the impersonal concept. And but pure devotees are not like that. We know that that particular thing that's not false. Brahma Jyoti, the Brahma Jyoti is not false, but it's one of the energies of Krishna. So the Brahma Jyoti is coming from Krishna, and our aim is not to merge with and lose our identity. We cannot lose our identity. We all have an individual identity. We have to our duty is to go serve Krishna eternally. So uh, that's why Krishna wants us back there all the time. Uh, so now we will be talking about the most confidential part of the thing, which is the pure devotional service. So the particular verse that we are studying today is very confidential information that can be understood only by a devotee. Only by Krishna's mercy we can understand what is the devotional services and what does that mean. By Krishna's mercy means through the spiritual master, by the mercy of the spiritual master, only we can understand. We need a guru to understand this. When we develop sincere desire to understand who Krishna is, from within our heart, Krishna finds a guru for us. And that guru actually uh, guides us and gives the right knowledge to make us understand what is pure devotional services. And then that guru guides us by giving proper direction. So if we try to study Bhagavad Gita by ourselves, often we will not get the right understanding, right? We have to actually hear from a bona fide guru, because when we read the Bhagavad Gita, we get some understanding. But that understanding may not be the correct one. The right understanding by the guidance of a guru. And guru is a person who is already self-realized. Right? So when we hear from a self-realized person, then we will get the right knowledge, and we'll be able to engage in the activities which are conducive for. So this 58th verse actually is a very beautiful verse. It's actually a hope-giving verse, because here we are saying that if you become conscious of me, you'll pass all the obstacles and of the conditioned life by my grace. And however, if you do not work in such a consciousness, but act through false ego, not hearing me, you will be lost. So that's the uh, main topic here. So uh, our objective is to become all the time conscious of Krishna. So if we do, before we come to the devotional service or before we come to this stage, we would have done something. We will do an activity, but we offer our results to Krishna, right? And that's the best thing we do. But when once we come to the platform of devotional service or pure devotional stage, before even we start our action, we'll think of Krishna. During our action, also we'll think about Krishna. And after the action, also we'll think about Krishna. And all our consciousness is always engaged in thinking about Krishna. So 24 by 7. So that's the difference. So once we come to that, if we do that, Krishna is promising us. So when we are doing devotion service, we are guaranteed to get obstacles. Okay. So obstacles are going to be there. That's the nature of material world. But we'll have a different understanding of these obstacles. Why Krishna has put that obstacle, or why that obstacles are come. So once we know that, we will be able to uh, take the right step without losing our focus on the goal. Our goal is ultimately to go back to Krishna. So we will not be deviated from our actual goal once we are conscious of Krishna. And Krishna is also saying here, if you do not follow me, that's the bad part, then you will be lost. If you are not following my instructions, you will be lost. That's guaranteed because the material world is created in such a way that we all wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. So Krishna is letting us enjoy. Right? So you don't want to follow my instruction? Okay, fine, go ahead, enjoy, suffer. But if you are following, there is no obstacles for us. You have to have the determination. That is Vyavasaya Nivabhuti. That kind of determination we have. Once we have that, then we can go further in Krishna consciousness. So that is the topics. I think it's time for me to stop here. I actually wanted to read a story as well, but I think I'll skip that. Let's see if we have any comments or questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the class. Very good verse, 1858. My question is, you mentioned during the class that only in the mode of goodness we can understand the instructions of Krishna. And this may be a very naive question, but I would love your thoughts on this. When Prabhupada came to this country, he touched most of the initial devotees that he made, and the souls that he touched were not in the mode of goodness. They were 100% in the mode of ignorance. So I think I have my thoughts on this, but I would love to hear your thoughts as to how did they elevate in such a short time from the mode of ignorance to surpassing the mode of goodness.
Wonderful question, Arati. Thank you. Uh, I'll try to give my answer and then pass it on to Satyara Prabhu for the clarification on this. So, as we said, when we are in touch with the mode of goodness or those who are beyond mode of goodness, the same thing attracts. So, Srila Prabhupada is beyond all this. When we are in touch with Srila Prabhupada, those who are in mode of ignorance naturally elevated easily. So, in fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this to freely to everyone, right? We can. In fact, the ninth offense of the holy name is that do not give this knowledge to the faithless person. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been giving this to everyone freely. So that's the benefit we have in this Kali Yuga. In this Kali Yuga, we have the blessing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is those mercy that is coming out of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all these Vaishnava Acharyas, they are all these blessings, the mercy. So, in fact, one of the point I wanted to mention is Bhakti Yoga is only not coming through the knowledge or anything else. It's only through Bhakti. Bhakti can be created. And Bhakti means it's through mercy. And so, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, got elevated. So, anyone can actually get elevated to this stage. Need to practice this. Prabhu?
Yes, beautifully. Maybe I'll add one more point. Nice answer, Prabhu. So I think Bhakti is transcendental, so you don't need to be only in goodness to practice. What Prabhu was saying is, for example, when Prabhupada came here, the drunkards also participated in Kirtan. So that's a Bhakti practice. So Prasadam was given to them. They ate. So one in mode of ignorance also can participate in Bhakti. So why goodness is important is, in order to have a regularity and discipline,
that won't come when you are in Rajoguna or Tamoguna, because your mind is always wavering. One day you like something, other day you don't. One day you do service, other day you don't do service. Because the regularity and discipline is the primary characteristics of one in mode of goodness. So some people cannot chant regularly, or they cannot chant in a regular in the Brahma Muhurta. So that means they're influenced by the lower modes, which is okay, because eventually you come to the goodness. And also there is a Krishna talks about in the 14th chapter, Sarvadareshu Dehes means Prakasha Upajayate. Prakasha means illumination. So the Jivatma gets knowledge and understand the knowledge only in mode of goodness. Otherwise, you gain knowledge as an information. The information doesn't change your heart. Yeah, I mean, you attend Bhakti Shastri classes, you get a degree, you get Bhakti Vaibhav, whatever, but your heart doesn't transform. Meaning your attitudes won't change, your qualities won't change, your behavior won't change, actions won't change. That's because you are gathering information. Every day you attend Bhagavad Gita class, Bhagavatam class, but what is the use if it doesn't change your heart? Right? So in that sense, when you're in mode of goodness, you analyze it. So that's called its illumination, prakasha. So then you analyze and say, okay, I need to apply this in my life. And then the heart transformation happens. So that's why mode of goodness is a springboard to a pure devotional service. But you don't need to worry if you're not in mode of goodness. You keep chanting and keep eating prasadam, keep practicing. Eventually you come to goodness one day. So that's a guaranteed. And you will transcend that into Suddha Sattva as well. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, so last question for the
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Good Prabhu. I have got a simple question. As you said that we can renounce. But if the Lord Sri Krishna is the owner of everything and proprietor of everything, nothing belongs to us. So what is there to renounce? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So that's the question. Question is, so everything belongs to Krishna. So what is there to renounce? Right? Did I summarize correctly? Right. So, very nice question. So this is the problem that we have in this material world. That is, we think that we are the proprietor. That is the problem we have. Right? We do not have the understanding that everything belongs to switch off that. Everything belongs to Krishna. That understanding is not there. Even though in theory we might know, but in practice we do not know that. To come to that realization, we need this process of Krishna consciousness. Once we, we are still thinking that, okay, that won't happen to me. I'm fine, but I was listening to Radha Swami Maharaj's lecture. Earthquake can come anytime. Tomorrow, just right now, earthquake can come, and the whole thing can get destroyed. Anything can happen to anyone, anytime, right? So, but we still think that we are this body. We are the proprietor of our body. We are the owner of everything. So that proprietorship feeling is, even though in theory we understand, but in practice we do not practice it that way. Prabhu,
You covered it.
I just had one point that after doing fundraising for over 2 years now,
switch on that.
after doing fundraising for the last few years, your answer is perfect. We all understand it in theory, but when it comes to practical, we are, none of us says, if everything belonged to Krishna, then my bank account would not exist, and I would obviously say, take all the money I have because everything belongs to Krishna. But it is a very difficult concept to practice, and it obviously takes a lot of elevation to get to that stage. So, thank you.
Yes, I mean,
Very well said. Ishavashyamidam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita ma kridha kasya shweta. So this is I mean, whatever we learn from here, we should do what we need to do and take what is due to us and nothing more, nothing less.
That's correct. That's coming from the Isha Upanishad. Thank you for quoting that verse. That's same verse. Prabhu, there's a question.
If it's okay, I'd like to add something to that answer.
Sure.
Hopefully, I can still remember what my thought was a moment ago. That indeed it is Krishna does own everything, and therefore there is nothing to renounce. And at the same time, it's the enjoying propensity to enjoy separate from Krishna, which places us in the material world, forgetting Krishna's proprietorship over all that exists. So true renunciation is to accept our fate, our karma, our dharma, our material nature, our mind, our intelligence, our wealth, our renunciation, whatever it is that we have, and engage in Krishna service, and therefore that is both acceptance and renunciation, and living in the ultimate reality that Krishna doesn't own everything. The only thing we can do is try to engage our minute independence and our minute qualities as a spark of Krishna's energy in his service to please Krishna's senses, which is a bit esoteric. How does one please Krishna's transcendental senses? But that is true renunciation, to try to please Krishna's senses. And I think that's about all I can ramble on.
All right. Thank you, Prabhuji. I think Satyava Prabhu is saying, yeah. Okay, you want to add?
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a wonderful class, and thank you, devotees, for nicely asking questions and wonderful answers. With that, we are moving on to the next part of our program, is Kirtan and Arati. Please raise at your places. And Samanvita singing today Arati Kirtan and doing Pujari service.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vitinamine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Vitinamine Namaste सरस्वती देवे सर्ववाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यागतारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यागतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtotara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप धाम की यमुना देवी गंगा देवी तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की बृहत गंगा की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna Temple of Austin ki, Gaur Premanande.
Namaste Narasimhaya Jagadish Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare. Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, 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 Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Bol, Hari Bol. Krishna Bhagavan ki, Prahlad Maharaj ki, Lord Premanande.
Thank you, Samanita. That's a wonderful Kirtan. And thank you, Jishnu, for the Mridanga. Srivatsa and Madhava, thank you for your Kirtan. And thank you, Sonal Mataji, for the repetition. So, today's announcement, this week's Sunday feast is sponsored by Abhay Kulkarni Prabhu and Rohini Mataji on the occasion of Rohini Mataji's father's Sri Balaji Jaha Giridhar's first death anniversary, which is on today, January 28th. Let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra one time for their benefit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I would like to invite everyone for the Gita Asraya class, which is happening every Monday evening from 7:30 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. at temple. We read Gita and study in details. If you have any questions, please contact Sarveshri Mataji and Kamalayana Prabhu. We would also like to invite everyone for Acharya Upasanam in the temple on 2nd and 4th Friday of each month to study in depth the golden quotes by Srila Prabhupada on Srimad Bhagavatam verses from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. If you have any questions, please contact Gopika Devi Mataji or Jai Sudra Mataji. Okay. So excited to announce that when Sarveshri Mataji and Kamalayan Prabhu visited India, they glorified about Krishna and whatever the process we are following and whatever they are following, and inspired his family members and also informed about the construction of the temple. They are very joyful and ready to give 300,000 Indian rupees, which is 3 lakhs, which is $4,000 for the construction of the temple. This is a very good example. They said, like, not only they are donating, they are also informing and to others, relatives, friends and family members to encourage them to donate for the good cause. When we are gathered here and discuss and the scriptures, also we do all these devotional services and activities. So in that way, they also get some sukriti to progress in their spiritual life. Unless and until we perform something, we will not get it. It is not easy thing. It is more subtle. So we need more physical activity to reach that subtle level. Wonderful example set by Kamalayana Prabhu and Sarveshri Mataji. We will chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And another big announcement, we are surprised and encouraged to receive $100,000 check from a devotee couple for the temple construction. We'll chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for them. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We had two birthdays in the last week. Geetanshi Mataji, Rohini Kulkarni Mataji. Let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times for their benefit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's all for today's. Okay, yeah. Anyone here attending for the first time this Sunday Feast program want to introduce to the congregation?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. So, I am Prashant. I am basically from Nepal and I stayed in ISKCON Buddha for almost 2 years. So, we had base over there. And just on 11th of January, I have came over here. And in the beginning, it was quite hard for me because for a long time I have stayed with devotee in association with devotee for 24/7 beside college hours. So initially it was tough, and I found ISKCON Austin, and I contacted over there. I messaged over there, and Mataji was very kind. She kindly replied me, and today I am here. So I hope that you will be kind enough, everyone over here, to bless me with your association. I stay in San Marcos. I study in Texas State University, and I hope that with your prayers, with your blessings, I could join you every Saturday over here. And I'm very excited for the temple that is going to be established. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prashant Prabhu. That's a wonderful association with ISKCON. And thank you for giving your association. Please keep coming. Yeah, one more.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. I'm Kalpana, and I'm very happy. I got to find out about this place through my friend. So I hope to keep coming. I enjoyed it very much today, and I want to learn more about the Gita.
Yes.
So that would be nice.
Yeah, every Monday, as announced earlier, every Monday we gather here and discuss in detail evening. Every Monday evening, if possible, you can come or in the alternative second and fourth Fridays. Also, we are having Acharya Upasana. You can keep coming and you can read if you have any questions in those classes. You can get clarified once. Thank you, Kalpana Mataji, for your coming. Any other newcomers? Yeah.
Hi, namaste everybody. So I'm Vicheta. I actually we bought a house nearby, so we always look at this temple and we wanted to come. So when I met some people, when I come last time, I felt so happy. There's a lot of positivity. I really love that, and which is making me to come again and again. So once my first older one, I have two babies. My older one is in India. So once he come back, I would really like to come every day, and then I want to learn Gita along with him. Yeah, this is my intention, and I really love and pleasure to meet everybody. Thank you so much for the positivity and the love.
Thank you, Mataji. So Mataji came on Friday, first time, and she inquired about the temple, and she is the first time coming to the Sunday Feast program. Thank you for your association. This is where, right, like no one is greater or lower. We all come together, discuss, and each other helping us to progress in our spiritual lives. Thank you for coming and giving your association, Mataji. Thank you. Any other? Okay, we are having Prasadam prayers for Dhriti. Someone with it?
महपिसारे गोविंदे नमो ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे नमो ब्रह्मणे वैष्णवे श्रोतपुण्यावतं राजन् विश्वासेन गजायते जोड़े दिया काहेगा तारामत्या जीवती लोभो मोह सुधर्मति आके जीता काटिन संसारे कृष्ण बरदयमो हरि हरे शिवजय शास्त्र साधन Cheyanamrita Radha Krishna Gunaga Radha Krishna Gunaga Premeda Koshi Chaitanya Nitai Premeda Koshi Chaitanya Nitai Jani Mai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare Hare Mahapasadu ki Jai.
Hare Krishna devotees, please form a line and take blessings. And that line leads to the prasadam. All elderly devotees can come in the front of the line, and kids followed by Matajis and Prabhujis. Hare Krishna.